Guys, Stonewall, today's Mythology Monday, and last week we talked about Zeus and Hera's children, their marriage a little bit, and also, well, Hephaestus' origins, kind of. Now, let's talk about Hephaestus' wife, Aphrodite. Now, Aphrodite is a complicated goddess to try to get her origin of, because there are about, 3 different ones. In some versions, she's the daughter of Zeus. Other versions, she's a daughter of Uranus, technically speaking. Now, if you don't remember Uranus, you'll remember he was the embodiment of the sky, along with father of the Titans, before they, chop, threw him into the ocean and you turn into sea foam. Like I said at the beginning of the series, we would check in on him. We're checking in on him, and from that sea foam, I'm not going to get into specifically how or why, birthed Aphrodite. This is the most common and, respected version of how Aphrodite came to being. But it is weird, because she was created fully grown, and that famous painting of the, bursting from the seashell of the ocean. Yep. So, from here, Aphrodite was created, and she is the goddess of, love, romance, beauty, and sometimes war. Straight up, on occasion, Aphrodite is actually a war goddess. So that means there are 3 major war gods, depending on where you go in Greece. This is specifically a Sparta thing. Of course, it's Sparta. But Aphrodite being created is kind of complicated, because her origins are all over the place. Like I mentioned, Hephaestus had 2 origins, and that was one origin being Zeus and Hera versus just Hera. But Aphrodite is complicated because that means that she's either the same generation as the Titans, technically, or the same generation as the second wave of Olympians. Now, it doesn't really matter depending on how you look at it, but it just kind of complicates the family tree depending on where you want to put her. But we're going to go with the more common interpretation, and that is Aphrodite is a child of Uranus. So that's what we're sticking with. And I mentioned that her and Hephaestus are married. And that's a whole other can of worms. But we should probably mention someone else that is very closely entangled with Aphrodite. Eros, also better known as Cupid. But I think we're going to save him for another video. For right now, I'm off to fight the moon. Bye!